Hey guys, I am back from my 8th 10-day Vipassana course. So, how was it? Well, if it's your first time here, my name is Sharol and a very warm welcome to you. If you feel like this content is resonating, please hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So, yeah, coming back to my Vipassana experience. So, like I said, it was my 8th 10-day course, and it has been 3 years, almost exactly 3 years, since I have practiced or done a Vipassana course and practiced Vipassana. So yeah, the experience itself was this time was especially challenging. I feel like this retreat was rough would be the words that I would use, turbulent. Um, yeah, it really was a challenge. And something that really came to light was the play of the elements. So in one of the discourses, Goenka Ji, one of you corrected me, I'm sorry, it's Goenka Ji. In one of the discourses, he talks about, when Gautama talks about the smallest material unit of matter, the kalapa, and then he breaks it down further to a point of Atha kalapa, so the um, kalapa, the four elements, and their four aggregates. And this was something that, I don't know, it really seemed to stand out because on this course, we um, we had, like, the food was amazing on this course. We had, so I'm told, a couple of chefs that volunteered, and the food was really, like, really tasty, really amazing food. And I really noticed it's a bit of a blessing and a curse in a way, because having done, the very yogic diet with no onion, no garlic, like, it's a pretty bland, simple diet. Um, and then having foods that are stimulating or that really have quite an effect on the system, I don't think it's helpful for meditation. So usually, the menu at every center, or at least at this center, it's exactly the same, and it has been the same, for the last 10 years or however long. And usually there's always steamed vegetables that are there. And I've always thought, like, it's just so boring. Can you guys not put some flavor on there? At least season it or something. And what I found was I really wanted boring. I wanted the bland food. And I think it was because that break where your system doesn't have those things that stimulate it, um, and knowing the effect when you are practicing in an intense way, um, it's very beneficial. So this particular center, they don't use garlic, which is great, but they do use onion. And to see how that plays out in the body it's disruptive. The same as, the steamed vegetables this time was all flavored. It had spice, chili, this type of thing. So it's more of a stir fry than steamed veggies. And when you are sitting and meditating, you really are seeing them play out. So you're watching, you're observing heat, and I wonder if it prevents you from being able to see what's happening below the surface level, because it is a stimulant in some way. So the system's not as balanced for you to go deeper. So I wonder if that's something to do with it. And yeah, so that was something that was happening. The other thing was, for me, there was, last year, there was a lot of movement in my life. So Anthony and I, we were going to the ashram for an extended period of time, and things didn't play out that way. So we went from Australia to India, from India to Albania, Albania to Turkey, Turkey to back to India, and then to Australia again. We were going to relocate to Italy, and we decided that's not for us, and we've come back to Australia. So there was a lot of movement, and movement has to do with the air element. And I really feel like there was an imbalance of an air element within me before going into the course. And I think that makes the retreat more turbulent. So that was interesting to see that play out, because it's interesting how that stability or that balance of the elements really supports you in going deeper, and just to get below the fluctuations that occur, or the movement, the unnecessary stimulated movement that happens. So I'd actually be really curious to try doing a Vipassana after a Panchakarma, because your body would be purified and at a very deep level, and also having that level of purification and balance of the elements to do a Vipassana after. I wonder what that would be like. So yeah, that's something that I may try in the future, or you might like to explore and try and let us know. So I'm curious about that. And the other thing that, like I said, it had been 3 years since my last retreat, and a lot of questions came in terms of, am I doing the right thing? Like, why am I here? Like, I really hope I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, there was a sense of doubt that popped up. So, and the turbulence of this particular retreat, on day 10, I don't think I realized how important that day 10 is. And Goenkaji talks about it as being a shock absorber, and I thought, yeah, but with all the retreats and whatever that I've done in the past, like, I feel like it's been fine. Like, I could have just gone straight back home and back to it, and yeah, that's kind of how it was. But this time I felt very raw after the on day 10, after the course. And yeah, in a way the system felt I don't know if traumatized is the right word, but it just felt really turbulent. And I was very grateful to be staying at the center that night, because I needed that, and I never really understood experientially how important day 10 is until this experience. So there you go. Day 10 is very important. Yeah, so that was my retreat experience. I'm back to practicing Vipassana, and Vipassana is a practice that, like, it's very close to my heart. It just feels like home. One thing that many things that I do miss the Isha practices, because of what they do to your system, how they work on your system, the Kriyas, the balance that it brings, the aliveness, the just the holistic aspect of it, which I feel like, there's a lot of that overlap with the for a Vipassana practitioner that isn't spoken about. And don't get me wrong, Vipassana is a complete practice as it is. However, I do feel like, doing some asana, doing some pranayama, eating a specific diet, and just getting the system, the body, to a point where, yeah, there's more flow, ease, steadiness, balance is a good idea. So yeah, they're my thoughts. That's what came up for me. Reflections about the elements, a lot of reflection about the element that really stood out on this particular course, and also, like purifying the elements. So if you don't know about earthing, that's something to look up. I feel like, a lot of us need that grounding. There's a documentary by this guy Clint Oberlo that talks about it, and the amazing benefits and things like that. So if you don't know about it, check it out. And yeah, just connect and play with the elements, because they're like the basis of life, and they really do play out in everything, including us. And observing the body, especially with this course and the diet that we had on this course, and to see the manifestation of that in the body and the effect and the fluctuations, and it really is cause and effect. Yeah, was interesting. So there you go. 8th Vipassana. When am I going back to my next one? I don't know. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, I don't think it'll be for a while. But who knows? So yeah. Also, on a different note, you will be hearing a lot more from me this year. So after all this movement, the last few months, both Anthony and I have been really feeling like a home. And so I am very much a kapha being, a very earth and water-based being. So having some roots is nice. And we have some stability being back home without the movement. And also, I've finished my certification with the Proctor Gallagher Institute. So I am coaching, and I feel like, it's given me the push doing, like Bob Proctor, and yeah, it's given me the push to share what I've been experientially learning really for the past 18 years. And I might look like I'm 12, but I'm not. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, I feel like it's time to share. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or if you prefer, send me a message on Instagram, and yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll make a video, whatever you want to hear, let me know, and however I can help you. And it's not just Vipassana, because there's many aspects to life, and coming back to this theme of balance, it all needs to be in balance. And I feel like the more balanced we are, that stability enables you to go anywhere. And it's like Sri Sadhguru talks about this, having the lubrication to go through life, and practice does that. And yeah, practicing in a balanced way, so having the intensity, but intensity with kindness or gentleness, and balancing those elements within yourself, and having that platform really stable is important. So yeah, balance in all areas of life. So yeah, there you go. There's the experience. Once again, if you found this video helpful, please do hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up.